Hello everybody and welcome to the Gamers Challenge run for The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. My name is Ray and I'm going to be one of the participants, so I'm going to go ahead and just jump into it right here. I'm going to select English is our language, since that's the only language I speak. And we're going to go ahead and name ourselves here. I'm going to name myself Ray instead of Link, just for the sake of identifying my run. And when I hit play here, there is going to be a cutscene. I'm sure we've all seen it a million times before, but I'm going to shut up for it regardless. Alright, so that's the intro to the game. I'm sure we've all seen it many times, but I didn't want to leave it out. Alright, so let's go ahead and start our challenge run here, although we're going to be interrupted immediately by Saria. I mean, seriously, we set out to start our adventure, and the second we step out our door, we're interrupted. Alright, let's go see what the hell she wants. Can't be anything interesting. Yeah, I was right. She had nothing interesting to say. Anyways, so this is going to be pretty much an introduction video. All I really want to get done here is get the sword and shield, and maybe head to the Deku tree. This part of the game is actually really nice with the challenge, because none of the restrictions are in place yet. From now until pretty much the end of the first dungeon, we can play the game normally, so... That's exactly what we're gonna do, and we're gonna go get our sword. Now in here we have that stupid boulder, which... Like, my first 15 times through this game, I, like, never had a friggin' problem with the boulder, but my last, like, 2 or 3 times through, it's hit me, so... There's some rupees we want to grab in here, so we'll do that. There's 2 blue rupees you can grab here. There's also plants you can slice to get green rupees, but we don't have our sword yet, so... Where's the boulder? Okay, it's not near me. Alright, so in here we have the Kokiri sword, which I don't know if you noticed, but when you actually pick it up in the description it says to return it. Yeah, we never really get around to doing that. Or it says we'll borrow it, or something along those lines. Which we're really not going to borrow it. Also, it says like hidden treasure. It's not hidden at all. I mean, how long have people lived in this village and never just climbed through that hole? And, oh, crap. And came to see what was in here? Where's that boulder? It's gonna hit me, isn't it? Nope, I'm safe. Let's cut this open. There's gonna be something in it. Oh, wait, I have to equip my sword, right. So used to always having it, I always forget to do that. There we go. Pretty nice sword, right? Not really, it's actually more of a dagger. But it will suffice for now. So now we gotta go ahead and grind some rupees so we can afford the shield. We'll need 40 of them. There's quite a few areas to get rupees. It's a little tedious the way I do it because I don't like just smashing rocks and cutting grass and running through tall grass. I prefer the quicker way in my opinion, though it may be more tedious. First off, we're gonna go into this kid's house and take him for everything he's got, which is, I believe, just 2 blue rupees. Yeah, there's 4 chests in here, but 2 of them, only 2 have rupees, the other 2 have hearts. It's 1 blue rupee, it's another blue rupee, that'll bring us to 23. Why can I not? Okay. There we go, we're already halfway there. There's also a blue rupee behind this house, which a lot of people miss. There it is, right here. Brings us to 28. And honestly, I could run around in the grass and throw rocks and stuff, but instead I'm just going to go ahead and hop across this bridge, which will give us another 5. And I'm going ahead into the shop. Or not, because people are interrupting us still. Don't want to look at you, leave me alone. So now we'll head in here. Which this resets the bridge, meaning we can jump over it again and claim another 5 rupees. Which will bring us to 38, and then we just need 2. So, for 2 rupees, I'll run around in grass and break a rock, I suppose. Even though I don't like it. Oh, that guy can't even lift it up. There it is, okay. Alright, so now we can go ahead and afford the Deku Shield. Which we can't use for very long, because the challenge makes us destroy it as soon as we can, but we'll cherish it for the little time that we do have. There's also a few other things you can buy at the shop. I don't recommend buying any of them, because pretty much everything in the shop can be found in the dungeon we're going to. And though the Deku nuts are kind of nice. I have a love for Deku nuts. That is, people are going to turn that into an innuendo. But seriously, Deku nuts are very useful. People do not appreciate them enough. They are very underused. And I'll try to make good use of them throughout this playthrough and show you what I mean. Alright, so now we can head here. This little shit won't care because we have a shield and sword. Hello, Mido. Let me through, please. He's still going to stop and examine anyways. Of course, he talks about the Kokiri sword like it's some ancient sword, just like everybody else has. Which I still don't understand, because you literally just have to crawl through that little tunnel. And there were signs in there, too. There was a sign right next to the chest. So somebody went in there, right up to the chest of the freaking Kokiri sword, put a sign there, and didn't take the Kokiri sword. Like, come on, man. They've commercialized the area. You're gonna tell me it's sacred? Stay away, Deku Babas. We could get Deku sticks from them, and I actually recommend you do. I just don't want to, for some reason. Alright, so he called for us, and we're here. Also, before I go any further, do you see a mustache on him? And, like, that's his nose and then eyebrows? I mean, I've always thought that, and most of my friends have too, but there's been a few who say that it's not a mustache, and that it's a frown. But, I mean, it's totally a mustache, right? Because his mouth is the part of the tree that opens. I don't know. Yep, we've been having nightmares. By wisdom and courage, he means we're going to go inside him and kill a bunch of monsters. But you know what? We'll do it. Mainly because we can't say no. Also, he doesn't tell us that his insides are a multi-floor dungeon filled with a boss and enemies. So, you know. He's kind of being willfully blind, but we'll let it slide. Alright, so this channel still has the time limit on it, and we haven't hit the time limit yet, but I'd like to cut my videos where it's convenient, and this is a pretty good spot to stop it. So, in the next video, we're gonna go ahead and head inside the Deku tree. I'll see you guys then.